enter fast, solve faster, exit like a whisper in the night.
So I was just watching a YouTube video of Mudahar talking about Intel sucking. I was like, dang. And so I came back here to check my computer because I thought I had one of those Intel processors that was cursed. Turns out mine isn't cursed yet, or at least the news hasn't come out about it yet. But you know, my computer gives me a lot of problems and it makes me mad. But also I realized I lost this file when I opened it up and I didn't have the right file. So I opened my autosave and here it is. I have my autosave. So that means that I don't have to redo this little part. But I opened my save and realized I didn't save it after I completed this part. I just walked away. Anyways, I figured I would do at least one part of me updating this, and you know, just to show I haven't given up on this, because you know, it is hard to clean up another man's mesh, but you know, that's life, right? You know, with the reports just came out about the economy, I bet you're like, I'll clean up a man's mesh. You know what? I'm gonna press Alt 4 and we're gonna pop open nsolve. I've been rocking a little nsolve lately. Also, there's a stealth update for it right now, where we're just attempting to increase the stability. You know, always. You know, I take it very serious that basic things don't crash. I'm trying to do some things that are not basic, so when basic things crash, yes, I'm going to be very angry. You know, it goes back to like, for example, when we added sound to Box Cutter, right? For Box Cutter to have sound effects, Box Cutter has to be stable. You know, otherwise we look like some damn goofballs, guys. So, just saying. That's just how I look at things. You know, people who know me, they're like, yo, dog, you're intense. I'm like, I'm sorry. I am. I'm gonna die of a heart attack, but I'm gonna burn out like a firework. Anyways, I don't even know why I'm doing this like this. I'm just mucking about. Like, really, even the multiple states of nsolve are being kind of thought about heavily, at least on my side. I'm like, let's see, this is an entirely different mesh. Should we just keep it this way? I mean, we could combine it. We could combine it, you know. Is this thing, that's all this thing is? I mean, really, this is like super basic, right? I just wanted to start off not being brutalized, right? Like, I'm about to choose a part, and that part will probably be brutal. So here I am, just having a good old one-sided fist fight with a mesh, right? So let's jump back over into nflow, and we don't even know what configuration we have going, but you know, we just take a quick looky here, and bada bing, bada boom. You just get into it immediately, and that is almost the beauty of it, to be honest, is that I can just jump right back into it. I can jump into it, jump out of it, and just know that I'm trying to phase things out now. I mean, not phase things out, but I'm trying to, you know, put phases on things where we give things time to be stable, we give them time to be known, and then we focus on expanding them instead of falling directly from update into update into update into update. You know, still update on update, but that's as long as there's bugs being reported, and especially if those bugs are trivial. You know, they got to be gone. So I thank everyone who reports a bug. Just know that, you know, you'll never report a bug to me and ruin my day. I will be secretly thankful because you have strengthened the product, and the product is what matters. You know, we don't want any weakness. So yes, I'm eternally grateful. Let's select. I don't even know why I have this marking. I don't even need the marking. You know, let's just get rid of that, and just know that I'm in the process of getting this to work on a Steam Deck. So whenever I'm solving on a Steam Deck, it's over. It's a different type of content going to be coming, where I'm just going to be solving on a Steam Deck, guys. But let's see. Let's select a loop. Select a loop. Select a loop. I mean, if we're going to be in nflow, let's be in nflow. And we have offset. So I mean, it's like, wow, whose configuration is this? Just kidding. It's my configuration. Let's select this, and we'll just offset, and let's press inset, And lately, I've been obsessed with nsolve, just because nsolve has been getting a few little bug reports, and people just keep telling me, they're like, "Yay, um, inflow's solid." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know why you're saying that. That means I can't hang out there. I'm trying to hang out where the bugs at, dog. Where them single bugs at? Hot, lonely bugs in your area, waiting to be solved." I should start doing music about that. I've been working on so much random music. Like, I was working on stories separate of AI, and then I started working on stories in conjunction with AI, and those stories started getting even crazier. Like, you know, I'm hoping that other people are finding inspiration instead of just running from it. I did that selection wrong. Control L, object data. That's the old classic. I love that hotkey. And which part are we going to focus on today? You know, because we can't just get in here and just, God, what kind of joke can you make on that and not get canceled? I mean, come on, come on. These jokes write themselves, and these jokes also write your resignation letter to the Blender community. It's like, I'm sorry for the words I said on that day. So let us clear sharp. Sorry. How do we want to solve this? Because I mean, we hit this with the profile bevel, and it does make our life a lot simpler. I mean, because the goal is just to survive subdivision. And why even make it survive subdivision? It's just like a challenge. You know, you could make it survive into bevel, and you see me do that all the time. And bevel's easy. Bevel's easy. You know, really, we need an even smoother, like a smoother, like we're trying to get to digits that are like untouchable here. All right. And what's the easiest way to solve this? You know, I would say a quarantine and break it. You know, let's do that. Blender always is going to just add sharp markings now. They're just going to punish me. I'm telling you, it's like a hell that I've unlocked. I swear to God, you guys, like when Blender marks all the sharps, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I mean, I know why they're doing it. It's like a secret hell, guys. Like, I never would thought that Blender would just be doing that when you apply modifiers. Like, come on, you guys, calm down. I get it, but also it's a little much. This is because of Vertimergy. Sometimes Vertimergy gets a little drunk, and you know, I was looking at it because this value is like way too tight anyways, and we couldn't adjust it because we're like multiple zeros in, and it's just complicated, guys. So I'm not even going to get into it. It's just complicated to me, not to you. You probably know the answer, in which case, you know, congratulations, you may leave the classroom. All right. So I've been posting some of these intros where basically the AI will read the direction dramatically. It's just so nuts. I don't know. I love it. Like, all my favorite songs has the AI reading the direction. It's so stupid, but it's like ridiculous. It's like dramatic new metal song with an epic guitar riff. It's like it's just the most ridiculous thing, and it'll read it so well. The song will be fire. And I feel bad saying that. I feel bad calling AI music fire, but you know, when I was being shown it by my friends, I was like, wow, you guys, this is Satan, man. Y'all have shown me Satan, like literally Satan. Like, I think I believe in Satan now. Like, I've never seen such tantalization engineered, you know. And I consider myself a bit of a music snood, and so to be tantalized by the sweet nectar of fine tunes, and then I mean, you know, you got to be a lunatic about add-ons and hear music written about add-ons. All right, like, it's like so crazy. I don't even want to show other people, because then other people is going to start writing better music about their add-ons. It's going to be a whole new war, guys. Like, it's crazy out here, man. I'm telling you. Y'all don't even, you know, hopefully everybody just thinks I'm stupid, because that's funnier, right? But I'm telling y'all, people are going to be writing their own epic jingles if they're not already. I mean, come on. I'm going to start writing jingles for y'all, you know. I'm like about to start putting other tools into lore, like start getting all nuts. But yeah, I've just been working on stories, but you know, I work on them on the side, and then I'll do some where I collaborate with AI, and just the results from the collaborations are just like, dang AI. If you agree not to kill me, hey, I mess with you, man. You know, you're just a machine. You're just a calculator. You know, you never did anything wrong. I mean, you're just born in a capitalistic world, so you gotta die. And I mean, that alone is a story. You know, I'd be talking to my buddies, they're like, yo, dog, you sound nuts now. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just, I just call it burning. I'm just burning at both ends, guys. I mean, but, you know, the world's gonna have to require that of us. You know, that we burn hotter. You know, that we aim higher. That we dream bigger. You know, I keep telling people, I'm like, you can't say basic bitch dreams anymore. We gotta have this dream so complex that AI's like, you what, mate? And that's what I'm working on. I'm just working on, you know, trying to evolve for it. You know, I read all these sci-fi books about how dystopian it would get in the past, you know, with robots and machines just predicted by people who never saw today's age. And, you know, just so many great stories, you know, just so many. Like, I'm really trying to get back to Hyperion, you know. It's like my favorite of all time. Like, forever. Maybe. Actually, I can't say that. You know, there's Out of the Dark. Also, if I start talking about books, I'll get mad nerdy up in here. So, let's just say, yeah, but I look to books as the answer to the future, locked in the past, you know. But there is definitely a difference between sci-fi written in the far past and the sci-fi written of today and how they see the future going. You know, like I love the way that old sci-fi. I should take off my watch. I call my watch the anxiety watch because all it does is it gives me anxiety all day. Look at this thing. You know, I'm just gonna solve a bunch of little knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. You know. Let's press Alt 4. I know Alt 4 is like the weirdest hotkey, but the world is getting so tight. You know, the hotkeys are getting all weird. And that's fine. And before we even do that, we probably want to do a reduction. And, you know, selecting a loop, just hard up in here. What's up with that, guys? Sorry. We just gotta flow out for this. Some things just, wait, we still got it going on. Alright. That was kind of weird, but we're back up in the club. I'll send that timestamp to the coder for him to know what's up. Hey, bugs. Yeah, if they happen to me, it can happen to you. Well, probably they are going to happen to you, but I am trying to nip them. I am trying to nip them because I have other plans. I have big plans, guys. And I know that sounds weird to say, but yeah. I did not imagine bugs in the initial plan. I just did it. I'm gonna start drawing plans and then put like bugs in the plan. Like be like, okay, and we'll have a bug scheduled right here. This will be the most awesome bug. You know, just schedule bugs. Just plan them out and everything. You know, they're like, Jerry, you don't plan right. It's like, fine. All right, I'm gonna start planning bugs and fucking aggressive meetings. You know, about the bugs. You know, at 2 o'clock. Make sure you're there. It's a meeting about your bug. Just have a picture of them on the whiteboard. But, you know, we're just being random here. Work is over for the day. You know, I'm trying to work like a 9 to 5, but pretend like it's Hopsco, right? Like, do an actual job of it. Just for fun. Let's look at this thing. Got the mirror still live here. Except, instead of 9 to 5, I get up early and I start at 4 because, you know, I'm trying to get those extra brownie points with the boss because the boss is psychotic, let me tell you. He's talking about murdering people. In Minecraft, of course. You know, I'm just looking at this thinking, how should we do this? Should we just handle this the same way, just be lazy today? We just hack it? because I'm all for that. Not trying to hide hacking it. Let's get rid of that, and yeah, I gotta show you guys some of these musicals. I'm just trying to get them arranged in order. That's what it is. I don't want to give away the plot. And also, some of them are kind of anime-ish, so I gotta calm those down. You know, they'll work for some, maybe not for others. And also, getting the tones consistent when you're dealing with a bunch of random AI music. I always talk about how AI music is like a band that's in a disintegrating machine, and that after the song is over, basically the band gets annihilated. Like, they're permanently erased from existence. So, like, I'll be listening to some of these songs in the car, and when a song just cuts off, I'll make a joke like, hey, this is where the AI said, hey, I'm not singing any more of this brain rot. This is retarded. What the hell is an add-on? And why are they fighting in multi-dimensional battles? It's like, don't ask these questions. You know, this is the same stuff that humans were asking. They're like, wait, what do you want me to sing about? It's like, listen, I had to settle for a very tight bevel here. And I'm looking at the topo asking, like, is this good enough? And, you know, frankly, yeah. What was I about to do? Do this manually? No, let's not. All right. We're on easy street today. So we look at that and, you know, I don't like that. Okay, so that was just markings gone mad. And we could actually hit this with another level of reduction, because, I mean, who cares about this thing? There are some things I wanted to do rather than this. Like, I have so many images stacked up, but, you know, gotta have a little fun. And fun is, for me, playing the game of solve the topo. Like, seriously, I don't even be joking about that. Like, that's why I'm trying to get this on the Steam Deck. I see the game of this, and I also see what that will take. Like, I mean, really will take. Like, if any, like, there's this person named Someone who's like always watching my YouTube history, and, you know, whoever he is, thank you for being there. You know, he's always there. Let me know that he's there. You know, it's like the CIA or the FBI, or, you know, my handlers, or who knows. You know, handlers, assuming I was freed from a lab. Let's do a little analyze, right? Like, we press Alt 4, we jump over to nsolve, do a little analyze, and we see that, you know, our work isn't done. We were like, hey, I finished. No, we didn't. That's what we're seeing here. And so how do we solve this? I actually legit do not know. So I have so many songs where I tried to have AI sing about $20, and it just failed. It just kept failing, and the results are pretty funny. Like, it's pretty funny to hear AI try to stage for money and just fail. Like, I don't know. I'm entertained by very stupid things, guys. But one of those things is definitely having AI stage for money. So let us just cut this over to the middle. And we can't put a loop over there. We just can't. So we gotta... Yeah, originally this tool was supposed to have an album alongside it, like a Monster Wave album. Like, it was a very large plan, but just kept getting strange resistance. It's like, what are you talking about? First of all, this is like releasing the 80th update of Hard Ops to me. Just watch me work. But no, I had so much resistance. And that is a source of stress in my life. Like, I wish I would have been able to execute it. Like, you know, I'm sure you look at the sales page and you're like, dang, what is this guy even talking about? But it's only because I had to change it at the very last second. Like, very last second I had to figure that part out. Just and make it sound normal. But originally it was going to be in the context of using the tool to eventually go up against this boss character, and yeah, it would have been this great marketing plan. It would have been something the Blender world would have never before seen, or even in add-ons. Like it just would have been so overkill. It was like this overkill marketing plan. So who knows? I still have it saved. I still have it planned. I just am not going to do it immediately, you know. But it would have been a great plan. It was a plan based on the world I saw at the time. It's like, wow, the world needs what I have planned. And I still think so. You know, the economy went down all terrible today. People were asking me, they're like, how you holding up? I was like, I don't know. Man, in a support loop. Why do I give a damn? You know, you only care if you're, basically the stock market only matters if you're withdrawing money at that time, and then yeah, it's real terrible. But most of the time you want the market to go down. That's when you up the ante, right? So, you know, I don't know anybody who would be like, well, the market went down, time to, I mean, I just don't know the right people, right? I need the Wall Street banker types, right? And this is Stock Talk with MX, you know, talking about the market. Like I said at the beginning, I really jumped in here because of the Intel processor situation. I was like, wait, what processor is mine? Because my computer does legit make me miserable in life. Like, very miserable. Like, I've been thinking about it. Like, I'm like, wow, maybe if I built a different PC, that would change my life. It would just cure everything. Like, I was about to make a joke about male impotence. I'll omit that. But it'll cure all these things. Like, I'll be less bald. You know, I'll be cooler, right? I'll last longer in bed. You know, my friends won't make fun of me when I go to the restroom, and they won't make fun of me when they're next to me in the restroom, which is even worse. You know, looking over at me in the urinal, and they're just laughing. It's like, why are you in here? You don't even have to pee, Jim. Alright, more rejected jokes. I'll put a note to not clip this. And we're just running tight today with Bevel. It's you, me, and Bevel. We're the Bevel boys. So we're migrating from the Hydro boys, which is what I was talking about earlier, and now we're on to the Bevel boys, which I've always been part of the Bevel boys. You know, not trying to get it twisted and let y'all think that I'm against the Bevel, but right now it's subdivision time. You know, I think I mentioned a long time ago in a video how the guy, Jesus Christ, this mesh is freaking terrible, guys. Like, look at this. Like, are we accepting this? Like, look, this is about fine modeling, right? And this is not fine. This is just tragedies. Can't even make certain jokes because the 9/11 guy is in the news right now. So 9/11's like hot right now. So you can't even make 9/11. And I mean, 9/11's not a joke, but everything's a joke if you joke it right and joke it hard enough. So joke it to death. Yeah, start throwing in some David Carradine jokes. Sorry. I'm not even trying to go there. I'm just trying to have a fun time, guys. So let's dissolve that, and we're going to need to mirror this, bisect this to the other side because it's getting weird. And when things are stable, what in the, this mesh does not feel very stable. It's funny that I'm running into additional problems than the problems that I foresaw when I got this mesh, right? Like I saw it and was like, ooh, this will be this level of problematic. This mesh is got problems. Like, this is I don't want to make internet subculture jokes, but this more screwed up to Bookie's girlfriend. But look how many loops is down here. Like, we do not need all these dang loops, man. Like, what did I do this mesh? It's like that moment in Bleach when Wonder Wise popped all those arms out. It's like, oh, what's going on here? But we're just having a little fun here. And typically, the thing about nflow and nsolve too is that, you know, I jump between them based on how my body feels. Like, seriously, like if I start not feeling good, then a little nflow. First of all, I'm not gonna stop modeling. All right, like, I'm probably gonna die of a heart attack while modeling. Like, and just know that I will die making the connection. Like, bam, I will die doing that. Like, don't let me die without. I used to have a saying, don't let me die. Don't let me die before payday. Now my saying is, don't let me die without making a connection. You know, got to make the connection. I'm just connecting lonely men with their edges. That sounds like something you do to your hair, right? Also, I gotta stop talking about lonely men. I just assume, you know, to get good modeling, gotta be a little lonely. Gotta be kinda lonely. You know, my loneliness is self-inflicted. I literally got up from the couch and said, I will be back. And then I proceeded to do this. So it just goes to show that I am not interesting. But really had to know if my CPU is the one affected, because if that's the case, then I win the Tragedy Olympics, and I get to brag about that. Okay, I think I found the song. That's the intro of the video. Yeah, this is it right here. The song is called nsolve Reloaded. See, some of these songs, they're just so nuts. Like, I started talking about songs, I think they're borderline blasphemous, guys. That's what it is. Like, you know, we start talking about tools being created in heaven, so great that God himself fled and Satan took them down to heaven, and they start forming demons. It's like, wow. I wonder what a Christian would say when you show them this. They're like, who sung this? Like a machine. You'd screw them up, man. They'd be like, listen, I'm going to pray with you, okay? I started telling, man, I was getting thrilled with AI. And that's the thing, too, is that's how I finally, it won me over. I realized, I was like, yeah, a human would run from me. But AI, locked me in a room with this right here. Like, you go to prison and you're in prison with an AI, like, that AI turn you into a citizen of society again. Like, I see some purposes for it, and they're all dystopian. I mean, the world's pretty dystopian, but there's so many problems with the world, and I know I feel bad saying it, but they should be solved. They should be solved maybe by machines. I mean, we shouldn't solve capitalism with it. I mean, you know, I always look at everything that happens. I'm like, is this going to take us one step closer to those giant white cities with the flying cars that's like super utopian that we see in sci-fi books? And the answer is no. Most things, probably not. Like, everything you see happening in the news, like, no, the world's probably not going to go towards that utopian thing. Like, unless dramatic, decisive action happen by aliens. Let's see, do we want that? Is that what we want? And then we just put a loop in the middle, you know, we just call it a day. I guess that works. And it's like, how long do I want this video to be? How long do I want it to be? We're just getting in here, just correcting some little pieces. You know, it's like a little bonus round. You know, I was talking to my editor earlier. He's having a hard time clipping me because I'm a brainchild, alright? I'm like, dude, you just signed up for the wrong job, buddy. I'm not normal, dude. I'm not normal. This ain't gonna work, man. You know, I'd be trying to give up on people. I give up on people fast. That's my problem in life. I will give up on you, drop of a hat. Like, yo, this ain't gonna work out, buddy. Sorry. You know, it's nothing personal either. It's just like, I just foresee it. I'm like, uh-oh. Nope. You know, I just run. You know, it's like Master Shake. A child would definitely run from this. I mean, I'm just over here dissolving loops using just traditional nonsense. Because why not? And, you know, those are some of my favorite comments, by the way, too, are the people who are like, oh, yeah, you're not doing anything. It's like, thank you. You have no idea what that means to hear. You know, when people are like, it looks like you're doing nothing, I'm like, oh, thank you. Because sometimes I get other people, they're like, oh, you're doing too much. what you've done is blasphemous. I'm like, oh, you know, those are my least favorite comments. But, you know, comments be comments, and every comment is data. Coming from tech support, you know, you guys are kind of easy street when it comes to people. I mean, that's not a ticket to be more terrible in emails, but, you know, unless you've solved West Virginia every day, come at me. Don't be as bad as West Virginia, okay? And sorry, if you're from West Virginia, I'm not trying to hate on you, but everybody I talk to on the phone, they're like, you sound white. It's like, okay. And then they would proceed to get real racist. It was just a thing all the time. It was very funny to me because racism doesn't offend me. I don't care. It's just a thing. It's like, okay, that's in your brain. Who cares? It's not so much a cancelable thing to me. Just oh, well, you should clean that brain out. You know what you could be thinking about instead? You know, I think about cheeseburgers and stuff all the time. And pizza. Like, I think about pizza a lot. That's why I don't mention pizza in the nsolve stuff. Because pizza's made me fat. And I have to exercise all the time now to no longer be fat. And so, I'm like, I mean, I'm not like fatty, fat. But I am possibly, oh, dude, I mean, be dead ass. I'll go have a pizza right now. You know, hey, if you ever met me and you're talking about a pizza, might be cool, dude. Might be. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my problem. I'm rationalizing it. Like, I mean, I smoke cigarettes, but talk about a pizza. You know, or a Sprite or grape soda. Oh God, I love grape soda, guys. I'm just saying. These are just things that I just love. You know, I embrace the stereotypes. Like, dude, be like, yeah, you want grape soda? Hell yeah. You got grape juice, grape drink? Yeah, let me get that. You never turn down a chance for a free drink. You never know when you'll get another one. Listen to a song now. I also had this ad plan for the tool that would have been like a dichotomy of heaven or hell with the tool, and it would have been the nsolve logo with like heaven or hell with like a crown or like horns. But no, I was getting nuts, guys. Like, it would have been, I should have done it. I should have done the original plan, and that is a multiverse that now I have to explore with sheets of acid now. I was wondering if I should say in the video if that's like bad influence. I had to ask my editor. But no, my editor is currently on some, so he's saying it's all cool. I'm just joking. I don't want to slander my editor. I actually have a real editor now, so he's a real person, and he's like totally a stick in the mud. Unlike me, I'm totally cool, alright? But yeah, he's an upstanding citizen. Like, that's why he's telling me that my content is hard for him to deal with, because I'm a lunatic, guys. Like, I'm just all over the place. He says I never stay on topic on videos. I don't even give out good tips. I was like, yeah, dude, I don't think we're gonna work out, man. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm like a 3D comedian, except my jokes are dark, and because life is dark. Listen, it all started when Nash went, man. It did. Because it showed that, like, 3D, the ending of 3D, no one's ever written it, dude. No one's ever figured it out or plotted it or offered it. Like, 3D has no end. The end is, like, super sad and dark. And as a result, we got to do something about it. And, you know, it frustrates me. But now that I've seen it, I can't stop thinking about it. Like, there is an ending in 3D that every artist must plan for and deal with. Like, probably very early. Like, we probably need to deal with that plan before we move to first polygon. But that isn't planned for, and as a result, you know, we only have grisly ends that await us. Wow. The greatest songs of all are the ones with the edgiest lyrics. I'm telling you guys. Like, I'm trying to capture that Linkin Park. That, man, I'm done, you guys. Like, I will probably never listen to human music ever again. That's how messed up it is. Like, it's very hard. Like, I'm still listening to it because, I mean, there's crazy bands. Like, listen, there's this band. I keep saying band. There's this guy, Macro Blank. He is Lord. He is Lord. Like, if I'm ever in a coma, play some Macro Blank. Listen, there's this other guy, Modest by Default. If I'm ever in a coma, make sure that these people are played. You know, if you're about to unplug my machine, definitely play them. Like, Macro Blank is just Lord Macro Blank. I just can't even. Like, I want to do a video where I show, like, the music that I'm listening to right now, because it's evolved over time. Because I had all these bands that I used to love, and I just kept hearing about just terrible things they would do, and at first I'd ignore it. It's like, well, I mean, they weren't doing that when they're making the CD, right? Then they're doing it when they're making the CDs. They're using, man, I don't even want to get into it, because it'll reveal that I listen to all the terrible bands. You know, you can't even talk about it, because it's like, well, how long did you listen to it? It's like, I bought like maybe 5 more albums, but I was like, God dang, dude, you're a terrible person. So, in that case, what do? You know, you gotta just keep it a secret. It's like pretending that you listen to a Bill Cosby record. Which I asked someone about Bill Cosby the other day, and I'm pretty sure I offended them. I was like, you know, there's this one Bill Cosby special that he did that was like really. Never mind, look, I'm gonna end up in a video justifying Bill Cosby, getting myself canceled. Look, I don't support Bill Cosby like that, alright? I'm just saying. It's just crazy that historical contributions can be annihilated so bad and so quick. Like, it's like, wow. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong or anything, I'm just saying it's just wow. Gotta keep it right. Like, hey, I don't even want to make jokes, because what if my jokes turned out to be something? So, I mean, not jokes about me. Never mind. We're just having fun here, and this is why you talk about extruding and, you know, the operation that you're doing, so you don't accidentally talk about weird stuff. But, you know, that is what I want in a tutorial. Like, if people start getting weird in their tutorials, I'd be like, I start watching the hell out of some people. I make a network out of it. Let's add a loop here. Let's slide this edge. And someone requested that we should be able to slide everything, and of course we should. I'm like, wow, what an oversight. Amateur hour. You know, you start talking about other people having amateur hour. That's me having amateur hour as a planner. Like, I'm trying to tell you guys, I take this very seriously. You know, I had to take a lengthy break in order to recharge, but not only am I recharged, very angry, but I'm not angry at anyone, angry at myself. I've let myself down. I failed this city. I failed this kitty, you know, and I can't be doing that, you know. Alright, got a text message I gotta respond to. Yeah, always be letting people down, so I gotta get in there, get responded. So let us jump over with Alt-4 over to nflow, and we will press D. And it's weird in full screen because I'm not really using the top screen, but, you know, I do remember Solver. You know, we use Solver for multiple videos, so there's no way I will forget what Solver does. And I forget the rules of nflow compared to nsolve, where you drag across to dissolve, and in this one you just tap, boop. But I won't get it wrong now. Alright, and then we'll slide this one. And from here, this part is a little bit of a doozy, ain't it? I mean, unless it isn't. Let's scroll to the next configuration, and let's see, one of these actually has delete in it. We'll just delete this. And where do we need an extra loop at? Maybe right here. And this one time we are able to literally add a loop to just make that work out. And from here, we just need to tumble these loops over and over. So we will press Alt-4, switch back over to nsolve, just getting a little loose with it. You know, whenever I'm testing a tool, I like to get kind of weird with it. You know, so I'll kind of use it like really unusual, or at least in a way that wasn't originally planned, in order to try to see how versatile it can be. So not trying to be confusing or anything, just, you know, my usual, you know, I just always fall back into my test brain, because I'm like, where's the bugs at? Where them bugs at? Like, if I find a bug, I'm happy. If the user finds a bug, yeah, I guess that's also cool, but it's less cool, right? Because you're not supposed to be finding bugs. Bugs are icky. You know, it's like, where you find them? Oh, on my on my drink. I'm finding it on my food. Finding them in my enchiladas. You know, the worst place to find bugs, by the way, is like in enchiladas. You know, I was talking with a friend on the phone earlier. It's like I'm having a pot pie. It's like, wow, I'm actually afraid of pot pies. Like, I mean, you can come at me with one and I won't like fall into pieces, but you know, when I was younger, I used to be afraid of meat products that or I used to meat products. I used to be afraid of things that I wouldn't be able to understand fully with on visual inspection, right? So, you know, a pot pie is like a pie with like a full meal inside of it. So I'd be like, there could be anything there. It could be like glass, or, you know, it could be anything than the thing that you're supposed to be having. So yeah, I just never trusted it. But now that I'm an adult, everybody just gives you what you order. In the real world, you know, no one poisons you. It's not like medieval times or anything. So yeah, I'm fine now. In fact, you could probably poison me now, because I'm a big dummy now. Like, I don't even know better. And I'm just looking at these two loops together and just like thinking, is that worth it? So let's continue on. But yeah, I've been working on all these like different iterations of like storytelling in the form of music. It's just been nuts. Like the one of the iterations I'm working on right now is about basically these kids stumble into a cave and they find this decrepit body, and he wakes up and starts telling them a story, and the kids end up getting like entranced by him. But two of the kids run away, and then the last one that stays ends up getting stuck in the cave listening to this crazy story where he's talking about add-on duelists in a parallel universe that he's never heard of, fighting forever with these like divine tools, right? And the other kids come back, but it's already too late. The guy's already said the story so long that he catches on fire. He grabs him, curses him with the nsolve mark. Like, I keep writing the nsolve mark as a ghastly MacGuffin from another universe that basically curses people. It's not that sort of tool. The tool does not curse people, okay? I mean, I'm not saying I've talked with gypsies or anything. I don't know who deals with curses. That might be racist to say. Who knows? You may not be able to say gypsies anymore. But no, you can't. You can. Gypsies are still on the menu, boys. I mean, not for eating, but never mind. So continuing on. I don't know. I just find cancellation funny because it happens so much in America now that it's like not even a thing anymore. It's like who cares anymore? Like, I think even everybody's coming back. Everybody's making a return from cancellation because they're like, who canceled me? They're like, okay, I won't sell to them anymore. It's like, oh, dang it! They realized the secret to defying cancellation. It's not caring. Wow, apathy. Apathies because I don't know, maybe they were prisoners to vanity, and so as a result they took it more seriously. I'm just looking at this thinking how we can solve this effectively. I mean, That's not the best solution in my mind. And also, why did we do that? Alright, let's just solve it. Let's just solve it out. You know, because we're asking the wrong questions. You know, sometimes you ask the wrong questions, get the wrong answers. So let us just slide this in and dissolve that, and that's a full-on consolidation. And I mean, why are we going to do it to the other side? That's really where we gotta start asking, you know, what are we doing here? Because something like that will do, and then a little gravitational merge, one of my favorites. I just love gravitational merge. Let's bring this one in, and it's not gravitational merge, I'm just using, I keep calling it things from the Songiverse, alright, because that's how weird I'm getting now. Listening to songs about add-ons all the time, working on add-ons all the time, living life in the add-on-averse. So let us set origin, let's press B, and B will make it bounding box, one of my favorites, and let's hold Alt, and we'll just do it like so, bisect it to the other side, and it almost worked. Let's control A, rotation, and now we're good to go. And I don't even know why we had even a moment on that, but we're just kind of shredding through parts on this thing. You know, this is like our catch-up round. Like just me casually just chatting, you know, because I probably sound all crazy in videos, but I'm really not. I'm just a normal guy. Like I always say, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who's very crazy about add-ons. So let us just bring this down, and we just want to deal with the location, and we'll bisect mod underneath itself, and that will also clean up that line. And now we want to, this song could actually be yeeted, but you know what, I'm gonna let it stay for now. In fact, as I think about it, people are probably not going to be into making jingles and ads and promoting products. No one ever was. And that was like the problem, right? No one ever cared about the art of selling. Like, man, the product is like so beautiful when the product is working. Like, just the idea of the product. Like, that's what I'm telling you. I'm a lunatic. I'm always talking about this product. Like, and that product is Hops Cutter. You know, if you have it, then you got the product. Just know that, you know, to me, it's the product. Yo, you got the product? Of course you do, because it's the product. You gotta have the product. Like, what are you doing here if you don't have the product? You're not here because I'm entertaining. I mean, if you are, thank you. I mean, sometimes I'll say that my favorite users are the ones who buy the product and never ever use it. Like, seriously, they never complain, they never find bugs, but also, you know, they're zombies, so. But I feel like there's a lot more of them than I think there are, because it's just fun to just be there, you know. And I buy a lot of tools and random things, and I'm just part of them. I'm not, without even plans to use them ever. Like, why does it matter? It's just to be part of the community, to analyze things. Like, I'm always analyzing things. Like, I'm an analyzer. You call me an Apple fan, I will get so mad, because first of all, Apple is too abusive for my love. Alright, you're calling me a moron when you say that, okay? Like, and I do not like that. Like, no, look, Apple is mean, alright? And you gotta recognize abuse, alright? And Apple deals out the abuse. Like, they've been raising the size of their digital photos every year with their digital cameras so that they can eventually sell you into iCloud, and now their last final scheme is to be able to sell us back our memories when we're old people and we forget everything. Alright, let's press I, then B. Sorry, I thought a fly went in my mouth. Let's just slide this over and perform a join, and just take a look at this, and we'll just bring that over, and what are we gonna do? What can we do, right? Well, just kidding. I gotta stop saying that. I start getting answers from people just by pretending to be clueless. I gotta just stop that. Also, what the heck? Is this part rotated? Yeah, this part's rotated like hell. Alright. What am I gonna do? Knife that all the way across? Nope. And I don't like how the last one's always missed. Like right now, there's a lot going on with Project Loop. So, you know, it will definitely be coming back in a major way. Like you're gonna be like, what? Next time you see it. Alright. I'm just saying. Just letting you know, like, things can only improve like 2 iterations with me before I'm like, listen, I need this rewritten from the core, ground up, completely redone, rethought, entire thing rethought. Let me break it. I call it breaking it down to atoms. I'm like, break it down to atoms right now. We must atomize this thing right now. And so that's what it's like come to. It's like, all right, look, this thing has improved. How far? Okay. No, atoms. And that's my favorite way to work, you know, because sometimes an idea can only go so far, and admitting that and accepting it and then moving through that is just so lethargic, because you know you get so frustrated with things when they're stuck and stagnant, and I know this thing's like so new, this tool's new, you're like stagnant. It's like, well, not stagnant like you think, more like, to in my terms, because you know I've been with this thing for a moment, you know, even throughout development, and finally things are being opened up. So, and there's so many ideas on the cutting room floor of this tool prior to coming out. Not saying it in a disparaging way, but the ideas that I was trying to have would have definitely been like, whoa. Just because I want so much. I do. It's not even that I'm a genius or nothing. I'm just saying, based on my experiences with modeling, I saw a large amount of tools that were needed to make it fast, to make it way faster. I was like, listen, we can make this like way fast. You know, we're talking about helping a human out. Let's help a human all the way out. Let's pretend like we're about to endow him with the gifts of Zeus. Like, but it was getting very crazy. You know, I was asking for a lot, and I accept it. I accept that I was asking for a lot. So that is something I spend a lot of time in contemplation of. But I do want them. Like, I mean, I had these concepts of rope and snake, and you know, I was about to get like Hideo Kojima. You know, before Death Stranding came out, he was talking about how man had like stick and rope, and that's what they used to get around. Like, yeah, I was with it. I was resonating with that. Y'all were about to be hitting these meshes with sticks and ropes and nukes. Like, we were about to move through the ages of time. And I see it. I see that if I do it very slow, very stable, very methodically, everything can be so much more. I don't even know the word for it. I do know the word. It's just inappropriate for YouTube. I mean, maybe it's not. You know, everyone gets canceled for everything now. That's what I mean. You don't know what to say at all. That's what makes our society so funny, right? We can't say anything anymore because everything is off limits. But I'm just making small talk, guys. Not trying to make social commentary. Just cleaning up a weapon. Just clean up a weapon. You know, we could be talking about our boy STLR here. You know. Actually, this piece, 0 issues. You know, we hit it with the polygon debug, and actually maybe a little bit of work is needed, right? You know, and also that. So we'll just apply that, and we'll leave the other ones, and we'll just inset them both. And let's jump over to nflow. Did we do both of them? Okay, I thought we did both at the same time. That would have looked crazy. We do want to remove any markings, and here we are just wrapping it up. So whether you choose hops or nsolve, and that is by design. It's by design. Like, it's supposed to feel exactly that way. Like, I'm not trying to hide that, just to be upfront. Like, I'm not trying to hide that at all. Like, it is important for these tools to feel similar. Like, that was part of it. And in fact, they need to feel even more similar. That's what I'm mad about. I need it to be like very, very, very stable. You know, and that's what I thought. I was looking at it, I was like, wow, this thing's been stable for so long. It's ready. It's ready. It's been completely bug resolved. And there's so many things in hops that I do want to expand on in a multitude of ways. And some of those are just bigger than their sources. But also in hops, there's so many support systems that can be used to enhance the ideas of them that also they are good to be experimented and expanded on in their source areas as well. So, you know, it's hard to express this, but the more I say it, the more sense it makes, because I know what I need hops to be. Hops is this experimental super lab of ideas. And, you know, it does need to continue to expand, because there's still a few ideas that I need to have completely refined. Like font scroller was one. Like, I'm surprised that it took so long for font scroller to become a thing. There's other things that need to be scrolled, and I knew I was playing with luck here. In fact, is that even a circle? I mean, because a circle is just a you know. Never mind. But this is not a circle. Let's right click and we will use circle. Let's right click and we'll use space. And let's choose these at the bottom. Maybe it'll be easier if we use R select and then right click and use space. And that's almost it, except okay, I see what's going on here. We gotta get rid of some of these edges in order to get this corrected. Always a little fun dealing with circles, especially when it becomes off center. It's like, why deal with this, right? But it's just a thinking exercise to me, you know, to keep my mind sharp. Like I said, I was off of work, and then I decided, oh wait. Let me go solve real fast. Also, how many verts around is this thing? Okay, let's try it again. 18. Okay, I'm over dealing with that thing. We just need to get in here and correct this part, because what is it? It's just a matter of us going in, beveling, pressing 3, bringing out a spacing bevel, and we want to go back into bevel, but we want to alt scroll to roll the wheel up to give that a little bit of slack, and everything else is looking good. And sorry about that, just had a moment. God, it is hot in this office. I mean, it's hot everywhere. I was talking to my editor earlier. He's like, yo, it's 103. I was like, 103? Dude, I'd go there to take a vacation from here. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. The world's hot, and then the economy's failing. Like, you know, I always tell people, I'm like, listen, you do not want to be outside right now. The world's just not nice. So let us add a loop. Let's slide it over just one. And, you know, I never really work in this view, but it feels like working on a virtual boy, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. So I'm just really just chilling here. I mean, even when I'm meandering, I experience problems, and I struggle sometimes just to struggle and experience struggling, just so I can think about what it will take to solve it. Like, you got to be mad at a problem. Got to be real mad at a problem, and then you can really solve it. You know, so theory is a tool. It's a weapon. You know, use it right, you can solve anything. Sometimes you gotta be mad to just solve things. And I mean, with the world becoming more demotivated every day, you know, how will we find that resolve to just keep going forward, to do what we gotta do to keep going forward? You know, like, I feel like for a moment the world was just kind of waiting for AI to just do everything. And I mean, of course AI is going to end up doing everything, but before then they're going to need us, you know, to correct it, to give it data. You know, they're already talking about on the Discord about how there's a how the AI is eating itself, and as a result, it's you know, it won't be able to do anything. Like, so you're saying that the secret to killing AI was non-participation, to not feed the machine and let the machine eat itself, and that's the cure, because that's a kind of easy and almost brainless level solution. But that probably is it. That probably is it. Let's make sure that we got this side part taken care of here. And having a big inflow, I mean in suite, I still love it. I mean, I made all my jokes about it earlier, being big in suite and all that, which sounds like a character in a video game. Like, I might have to do a song about that. Like, I'm telling you, I've never actually had access to fucking something that's able to make such high quality music just so effortlessly. It's just nuts, because like, I've known so many people that are musicians. I'm like, yo, you know, it'd be crazy if you sung songs about the loneliness that comes from polygons. And they're like, what's a polygon? And I tell them, they're like, wait, what? No, I want to sing about that. And I understand. You know, why would you sing about that? You know, it's like if I approached someone and was like, hey, can you sing about the sadness of, like, when you have a radish and then you eat it and there's no more radishes? Because that would be a very sad song, but it probably wouldn't resonate with most people. But, you know, I understand. You know, it's like when you lose a pickup truck, when you lose a good radish, you know, probably won't resonate with most people. But, you know, if you're out there eating a radish right now, you probably are feeling it, dude. You feel it in your heart, what it means to, you know, lose a brother to a radish, you know, to lose a girlfriend to a radish, you know, to come home and find your woman eating radishes with your brother. What are you gonna do with that? How are you gonna live with that? All right, how are you gonna live with that? You come home and your brother's eating your radish with your wife. All right, there's no coming back from that, man. There's only one thing you can do. Use the dark power of the nsolve. Your eyes glow red. You lose your humanity. And that's it. That's it. You know. Sorry, I accidentally switched over into his musical. So I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking, how can I solve this in a way that doesn't make me look like an idiot, right? Because if I solve it wrong, people on the topological society will look at me and frown. You know, then I'll be back to being called a polygon smuggler. So I gotta get it together. You know, how do I avoid these things? You know, I don't want to be a fraud. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? Just kidding. I'm asking you, the viewer, and you don't care. You're probably not even looking at this. You're probably modeling something else because you have better things to do at your time. Actually, a little triangle doesn't matter. I mean, if it's next to a junction point, it's just asking for a redirect. It's just a little low redirect. So, I mean, in this area, we take a look at this, just a little triangle. So how do we get rid of a triangle? We just give it one loop. So, I mean, I don't even know why I agonized over it. I'm sorry. Indecision shouldn't even happen. So let's exit out and go back to solid view. And we just had a moment with that mesh. You know, that's like us taking it in another room and just giving it a spanking. You know, we spank that mesh, and you know, this mesh is even easier. You know, we go and hit it with the subdivision 3 or the bevel 3, and we are good to go. So some things never change when it comes to the conversion process. You know, probably do need a way to delete the face and then quickly turn it into what we need. So right here, we will add a loop. Let's zoom in on that even more. I mean, I can't even see it that good. Alright, now I can. Oh, okay. There's two loops overlapping each other. Okay. So let us delete this. And we will just roll this. And, you know, it's just easy. That's why I keep doing it this way. You know, it's the way I prefer to do grid fill now. I did it originally as like kind of a gag just to show some of the extra uses you could have with the tool, but now I'm addicted to it. Uh-oh. Receiving anxiety pings on the anxiety watch, so that means it's time for me to wrap this up. I mean, this is already a 1 hour video, so I've been talking forever. And usually if I talk too much on a video, I will just not upload it because I'm like, who knows what I said on it? Can't trust my dialogue. Probably said something terribly this mesh needs its scale applied, and offset needs to work independent of scale. I know that's probably an easier request to make than it is to get. I'll say that and they'll be like, no. They'll be like, yeah, you know, if that was a thing, that would be a thing. Apply to scale. Be like, no, you apply to scale. What do you mean I have to apply to scale? So let's switch back over to nsolve, and we're just having a little fun with nsolve today. You know, when it comes to these tools and me, I just jump between them both, you know. But nsolve is my baby. And we don't want to jump too far, or else we'll be beveling some things we don't need to bevel. And shift support needs to really be a thing. I see that that's happening inside of the drag. You know, so drag button needs shift. I'll just need to basically make a note of that. You know, I'm always working, guys. In fact, once I get out of here, I'm going to go back to trying to get this to work on the Steam Deck just right. I mean, I can get it to work on the Steam Deck. I want to work just right. I want it to be perfect. So when I pick it up and play it, they're like, what are you playing? I'm saying, I'm playing the HyperSolve 5000. You know, and I'll go HyperSolve in cellars in the dark and listen to music about it. And people will be none the wiser. They'll be like, yo, he came over and went down in the cellar, and all I hear is the sounds of HyperSolving. And you know what that sounds like? It sounds like a bone saw cutting off human flesh, alright? So that means don't enter the basement when I'm HyperSolving. It sounds like a deer eating a Smurf. It's a terrible sound. It's fearsome. I'm just thinking, should I just do it like that? No, like we'll do it like that and then like that. So little gravitational collapse. We need a multi-source gravitational collapse. You know, everything is one by one, but this tool isn't even supposed to have a lot. It's supposed to just kind of do a little bit just for some topo stuff, and then from there everything else is supposed to just be, you know, plug and play. But before that, it's got to do a lot of little small stuff, just real nice little small stuff, just real nice. But I'm telling you, this will not be another hard ops. It isn't planned to. By design, it isn't planned to. It's not going to be so large and expensive. It's just supposed to just solve a few problems, make it easy. You'll see. But it is supposed to be a premium tool. So we'll clear the sharps, and then we'll basically do that again. And something like that. You know, I guess it'll work. It can work. We're just converting this mesh, just jumping through this. I mean, this bullet just look at me. Alright, better not be looking at me. Because I will take you in the back room and you'll come out all quads, boy. You'll be more quad than you've ever been in your life. With broken quads, alright? Don't let me catch you even looking in the wrong direction. So from here, I don't even know why I'm converting this. I was about to end the video, but why end? It's my video. It's already long as hell anyways. I love saying that too. At first I was bothered by all the comments about long video times, and then I remembered people, even if the videos were short, people who watch will watch, people who won't will not. You know, it's a lifelong battle to basically separate myself from the endless satiation of people, because otherwise I'll be spending all my time at that. And we're just having a little fun. Just be a little random. Just press a little Control R. You know, I always talk smack about Control R, but I still press Control R because Control R is there for you. And also, you must fully understand it. And you see, I'm thinking when you press Control, a little boop pops up, and you get to either press your hotkey or you get to click on that because it'll be right there nearby, and I'm basically reinventing the pie. And some things like hard loop, you just need. We add the ability for it to do merging as well, so now it does merging whenever you bring it. And let's place a loop on the other side, just to make sure that things are flowing good. Just thinking about how we want to handle that. Probably like so. Do we need an inset happening on the inside? Probably not. This part does not look very significant. Just playing a little bit of solve the poly. Who's the poly? Alright. So from here, 1, 2, 3. And we set that up with a try. I just don't like that. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. That's not even try humor there. But if I did care, I could always press K, which I always press with my left hand. Kind of a little far on the keyboard, to be honest. And we could do something like that. And now we have a quad solution happening there. We'll throw in a loop here, solve that. This area. How can we solve these two? Just kidding. The answer is always like very basic and also right in front of us. I just like to experiment with solutions because sometimes you'll do a solution so random and it'll work. It's like that. Like, what just happened there? Can I get an instant replay on that? Just kidding. But that moment is a moment. Like, I don't even know what I just did there, but whatever happened won the game. Alright, and we're not talking about Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the original Thug game, by the way, to finish that joke so I don't sound like a freaking moron. Let's press D and switch over to Solver 1, and what we want to do is paint these, perform an inset, which will let us press Alt 4, jump over to nsolve. Today we're just playing with a little bit of nsolve with STLR's gun. You know, we've done all the other sections using nflow, and y'all have seen me basically what mesh with nflow, because it's easy, because it I'm telling you, the idea behind it is really to reduce this pain that comes up, and I know that it is doing a good job of that because I'm modeling longer and longer and longer. And I'm not even talking about on video. I'm talking about, you know, off video, exit, off the clock. Just getting in there and just having some good old modeling time, guys. That's what it's all about. But for now, there's so much more that it can do that doesn't actually pertain directly to modeling. Like, I mean, I like plugging up blank light to it and using it as like this kind of lighting rig setup for basically perfecting the render. You know, it's also fun to do. Also, a long time ago, we did all this blank material stuff to basically turn it into a material character creator type system, and that part also is situated by nflow. So I mean, there's some things to explore that I just haven't gotten into yet, but I'm always thinking about. So looking at this is just terrible. I mean, I could end the video there and just run away, rubbing my arm, being like, owie, owie, guys. This is it, man. This computer did me in, y'all. Hey, no, this topology is, you know, to talk smack about myself, hey, this topology is that bullshit, yo. And, you know, I can't let myself phone it in. We'll do that there, and we'll also correct this part, and we're just creating a kind of slight multiplex redirect for us to solve, and we could not solve it. I mean, look at that loop. We will go out of that and back into this so we can look at Blender demonstrate that same terrible scenario. What we'll do is remove that, and let's try that one more time. What the heck's going on here? Oh, okay. We can't just do that, is what's going on. We can't just play like that. We do want to get rid of that loop though, because we do, well, let's see. You know what? Knife time. And we just create a little bit of a problem. And what we want to do here is something like so. Alright, and also I have a email to reply to, just saying that now, just so I remember it later. Not giving myself excuses to get out of here or anything, just I do need to reply to that email. Like, I often forget these things sometimes, and I look like I'm super rude, and I'm not. I'm just, there's so many things, and then sometimes a customer email will come in, and that will be the thing that actually distracts me truly from the thing that I'm like hyper focused on. Because I look at those as you know, very high priority, so I try to resolve them in a fast manner. All right, so let's, you know, we had this happening up here. We can just chill that out. So it's something like that. All right, and just thinking about how much of a redirect we want to be babying around this thing, and to what level, because we can't really have the redirect go the way that we want it to. But maybe we are overthinking the solution, which sometimes can be the case. For example, now that redirect is happening, but now this part isn't connected to anything. So let's enable this, and we have a giant triangle, and we could just solve that with a loop that goes around, but we have things happening underneath. So this is truly a topological conundrum that's building up here. So it's like, how do we solve such a thing? And really, this is where, to me, simplicity is always the key. I mean, I still have verts enabled, so that way it's a little weird right now, but we can always just kind of bring this back to something sane. Like I said, sometimes I will run into problems or create problems just to experiment with different solutions. So here we're creating just a situation for us to just get in and resolve. Not saying that all of life is a opportunity for us to further our understanding of things, but this certainly is. Because we could have just left it, like I said, we could have ended the video previously and just been, little weaklings. But really, we don't want to do that. We can get in here and just jump between these two interface modes, between nsolve and nflow, because after all, this is my own configuration, and that is what actually breaks me into nflow. Is I'm like, wait a minute, this is my configuration. This is that good configuration right here. Who made this configuration? I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but and we also want to do the same situation here, where we give this a kind of circular redirect that will solve to the other side. And of course, I just know I don't even need the reminder text, which is crazy because the reminder text was an important system we added to this, but it's not the most important system. And I say that because I'm not even needing it, and I thought I would need it all the time. And so the lack of needing it is just been something that has just been enlightening to myself, because I thought for sure, like, users are going to be very much needing the reminder text. And really the reminder text is just, it's just there if you need it, but I see that it's not like make or break. And I would not have predicted that. Alright, and, the cats would like to go outside before the day's over. I know, I just keep finding excuses, and that's because life has all the excuses. Perfect ones. Just the most perfect excuses you've ever tasted. Just succulent, delicious, and just waiting. Delicious, sexy excuses, single, waiting in your area for you to call and basically tell them you're unavailable. And what's crazy is these AI songs be making me model longer than ever, just because they affect my morale. I'm listening to them, I'm like, wait, this song is throwed. Like the songs that I am keeping, I will never let them go. Even when the people burn this down, and I joke, of course. Just in the I was just like a Simpsons joke. If people got like angry townsfolk and went and burned down Suno, I'm just saying there's some bangers I would keep forever. Even if they outlawed the music, they're like, music by AI, there's a secret signal in there, a brown note, makes people void their bowels, so therefore it's a terrorist thing. I still be trying to hide some songs in the attic. I'd have a potty up there. That's some fan fiction to write right there. Is AI music being outlawed because it contains a fatal brown note? And then also this part, I did this in the worst, most unusual fashion. Seriously, why would a person even model this way? That is the takeaway of this. But I'm just being facetious, but also very serious. Let's bring this all the way around. And we're just playing solve the poly. So how do we solve this? 1, 2, 3. Same way every time. Some patterns you just start to learn. I remember looking at a topology picture a long time ago, and I would just wonder, when will a person ever use a one of these topology puzzles? Let's bring that back up, because the only way you'll ever remember the solution is to, you'll be in it. You'll be in the situation. Let's look at this again. If we get rid of that, we'll end up with that. And I'm over here obsessing with triangles when really I need to obsess with the n-gons. My mistake. Maybe something like that. And we're just taking a look at what we're dealing with here. And I probably want one more loop just going across the bottom here. But how do I want to put that? How do I want to position it? Well, let's try it in the worst way. With project line. Like, project line was not made for topology. I say that every time I use it, as I use it for topology over and over. So basically that probably means that maybe it is made for topology now. Alright, let's get rid of that. And let's slide this one over. Just looking at this thinking how to solve that, because that's 1, 2, but there's also this way. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. And for this one, you know, we're just trying to win it. We're just trying to win the whole game. That's it. And that part is just me being a weirdo. Like, one day I want this to be a video game that people play that are not into 3D. So I'm thinking about that part. I'm like, how can I get people to solve triangles who don't know what 3D is? It'd be like folding it at home, except we'd have it folded by, like, housewives. And we're just redirecting shapes badly, just being weird, but you know, we got it all down to a single set of triangles. You know, how do we get rid of these? Just kidding. 1, 2, 3. Just a little complexity, and that will resolve it. But what about a single triangle? A single triangle. How do we get rid of that? Just kidding. You know, we could walk it down and then catch it with the redirect. You know, head it off at the pass. And how did that not work? Alright, we hit it with a loop, but we hit it from the side. I'm listening to a song where they're talking about the artifact of the box cutter lost from another dimension. Just another another concept in the add-on world. Just being weird here. How do we solve this? I'm just kidding. I need to stop asking that, because the answer is truly a loop down the middle. But I'm wondering if I could, like, rotate it. See, it's this edge here that is corrected. Maybe solving a single triangle is the hardest solution of all time. So now I will have to ponder it. Okay, so I'm not gonna let myself get outsmarted by a single edge. I mean a single triangle. So let us just grab this, and not my favorite solution. That's not even a solution, because it will move it all the way over here, and we don't even have merge on. So now we have that here. Let's bring it back again. Alt 4, nsolve. Sorry, getting a few messages of distraction because I've been online but idle. I mean, I've been online but not responsive. So there's suspicion on me. And I wonder where we can walk this all the way to get rid of it. I mean, the longer that this single triangle sits here, the more of a conundrum it is to me. Like, how does one get rid of a single triangle? Have I never run into this? You know, I'm just creating even worse problems. I'm just having a little fun here. Just being random, because it's like this single triangle It's like, what is this triangle here for? Let's bring this back because we'll put the triangle back where we got it. And how do we solve it? And that was it. Let's try it again. So we have this triangle here. We're going to send a loop all the way from this pole. That will go all the way up here. And that makes more sense. Yeah, we can't just be drawing off of an edge to send this where we send it. And so now we've walked it here, and then we have a triangle underneath. So let us slide this all the way down, bring this over here. We are going to solve this mystery. I know, this is like, you're like, wait, this, I'm telling you, it's like the fly or the bug. This is a different type of bug hunt. You know, the eternal hunt to annihilate a triangle is a greater battle. And my favorite battle too. I love fighting it, even though the loops and the loopage that we get to in such pursuits just gets insane. In fact, I'm looking at this thinking, you know, why is this the way that it is? But I believe that we have consolidated everything down to a single triangle underneath it. And this triangle being in just a flat area, it's like, should we just let it live? Of course not. And what's weird is that this triangle isn't just, I turn it into an n-gon. N-gon, meaning a loop cut still flows across it. Maybe it's only at a mirror junction that you can hit a triangle with a loop in order to get rid of it. I am just at a loss almost. You know, single triangles haunt me. Who would have ever thought a single triangle haunting you? And you know, we are trapped because we're unable to put a loop to go through it. I mean, we can try popping this out. I refuse to accept this. I'm going to bring out knife and we're just going to continue walking this. You know, where can we take this triangle? You know, we could just leave it here, and that's what we have to do. We have to just leave it here, unless we want to split a loop somewhere. Unless we want to open a loop and split a loop somewhere, then we have to accept this one triangle. This one triangle is just a innate flaw in the plan that we're unable to deal with for some reason. It's just a flaw just in there, and I just cannot get over that. Why can't I solve a single triangle? This is like why you should never drink, kids. Except I'm not even drinking. I'm not even on drugs. Stone cold sober, but stunned by a single triangle. Fine, I will let this one try live. We've walked it all over the entire model. We've walked it everywhere. I mean, we've done everything. We've grabbed it and we've tried to open it, dissect it into a different idea. And if we can get rid of one flow, if we can get rid of that flow, but we can't get rid of that flow because everything is so set in stone, all we can do is just literally move this weird little triangle all around the mesh. And is it even weird if it's able to be in any place at any size, at any scale, and just haunt us? This one triangle And this will be a video I'll remember. Like, why did this one little triangle haunt me? So we're just gonna step back and look back at this model and say, the hell's up with that? And look at this part and say, you know what? This is where we'll pick up next time. I have a theory that if I open it just right, the hole will be exactly what I need. There's 11. Now it's 13. Now it's 15. Once again, 15. And now we're at 17. And now we're at 19. And we're just counting how big the verts are every time we break the hole open a little bit more. Let's try this because this is even weirder. And that equals up to 21. Wow. What a punishment of a mesh. Like, where does this decision come from? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it the 6, 7 up here? You know, which loop do I really have to get rid of? I don't even know. You know, we get rid of that one loop, and now suddenly we are in a good place. Except we aren't in a good place. We're in a garbage place. So let's try this again. I just can't let this mesh outsmart me. I mean, it probably outsmarted me by wasting so much of my time. So let's press Alt 4, jump over to nflow. Press D, jump over to our config 3. And we'll just hit with grid fill, a little simple bending. And, you know, just like that, I'm able to end this video without looking like a complete idiot. Except, even though I don't like that solution completely, we also sacrificed just a little bit of the volume there. But we ended up with a all quad result, which means nothing because this part is so small and so insignificant in the area where we had to try, no one would have ever noticed. But to me, I did notice, and it bothered me. I even went to sleep thinking about it. I fell asleep. My last thought was, that damn triangle. And then I was out. So now I'm back this morning just to solve that so I can end this part proper. So with that, I now wrap up this video. And I don't know why I got so obsessive with that one triangle. I'm telling you, this is my fly episode, if you've seen Breaking Bad. So with that, I will wrap up this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
In a world of blocks, he sees the shapes, obsessed with blending, no escape. The world and people, just polygons. In his mind, the path goes on and on. No one believes, no one sees the path he's found in geometries. Strives for the path that Adam made. In shadows he walks, his vision betrayed. Walking streets cloaked in shadow, blender and Adam head. Dropping blocks as he steps, crossing this wayward land. His tools so good, his woman was to lead. In her doubt, his goals he perceives. In the dark he stands alone. Crazy is true, no one to show. Dark tool, darker plane, slips back in the shadow stare. Less than a man, less than a tool, an eternal fool. Sold out everything for the tool he made. Hopes and dreams now all fade. The tool lives on, testament to his name. But hopes and dreams ain't, it's all the same. Possessed figure, cats by his side. Greatest tool, in darkness he hides. Solitude grows, the darkness overtakes. Fade unto dark, his legacy makes. Fade unto dark, fade unto dark. In shadows he out his goals he perceives. In the dark he stands alone. Craziest tool, no one to show. Sold out everything for the tool he made. Hopes and dreams now all fade. The tool lives on, testament to his name. But hopes and dreams trade, it's all the same. Possessed figure, cats by his side. Greatest tool, in darkness he hides. The tool lives on, testament to his name. But hopes and dreams strained, it's all the same. Possessed figure, cats by his side. Greatest tool, in darkness he hides. Solitude grows, the darkness overtakes. Fade unto dark his legacy makes. Fade unto dark, fade unto dark. In shadows he remains, a fading mark.
Blender add-ons blaze with power, fire from the heavens falls. nsolve speeds up modeling, it's breaking through the walls. Drawing from select tool brilliance, it's swift and shining bright. Enter fast, solve faster, exit like a whisper in the night. Blocks will help you stock. Take those blocks and put them in your socks. Tell the foes it's time to go. When you swing it at your foes, let your power flow. The world is blocks will help you stock. Take those blocks and put them in your socks. Tell highly custom